Zombies weren't always the flesh-eating monsters we know today. Let's trace their eerie journey through history. May is Zombie Awareness Month, so we're diving into the creepy origins of zombies, from ancient folklore to modern pop culture. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with more spooky deep dives like this. Believe it or not, the idea of zombies is way older than any horror movie. Way back in ancient times, people already had creepy stories about the dead not staying dead. In ancient Mesopotamia, they believed if you made the gods angry enough, they could send the dead back to haunt the living. Imagine dealing with a ghostly army just because you skipped a temple visit. The Greeks had their own version too. They were so scared of the dead coming back, they would sometimes pin bodies down with heavy rocks or even nails through the corpse, just in case. Better safe than zombie, right? But the real heart of the zombie legend comes from Haiti. Through the practice of Voodoo, there were stories about sorcerers called bokers who could bring people back from the dead, not as monsters, but as mindless workers. These zombies weren't looking for brains, they were trapped souls, forced into eternal labor. It wasn't just a scary story, it was a reflection of the horrors of slavery and loss of freedom. So yeah, before zombies were cool, they were a real symbol of fear and oppression. And things were only about to get weirder. Fast forward to the 1900s, and zombies started creeping into Western stories. In 1929, a guy named William Seabrook wrote a book called The Magic Island after traveling to Haiti. He described the Haitian zombie legends, and people in the US were instantly hooked. Hollywood didn't waste any time. In 1932, the first zombie movie ever, White Zombie, hit theaters. It starred Bela Lugosi, the guy famous for playing Dracula, and showed zombies as mind-controlled slaves, not flesh-eating monsters. At this point, zombies weren't scary because they wanted to eat you. They were scary because you could lose control over yourself. This idea freaked people out during a time when real-world stuff like wars and dictators were making people wonder how much control they really had over their lives. The zombie myth kept growing, mixing fears about death, freedom, and even science experiments gone wrong. But it wasn't until the 1960s that zombies really turned into the terrifying monsters we know today. And when that change hit, it changed everything. If there's one person we have to thank or blame for the zombies we know today, it's George A. Romero. In 1968, he dropped Night of the Living Dead, and honestly, nothing was the same after that. Romero's zombies weren't under someone's spell. They were slow, mindless, and insanely hungry for you. They didn't care about being controlled, they just wanted to tear you apart. And if you got bitten, guess what? You turned into one of them. What made Romero's movie even scarier was the vibe. It wasn't just about monsters. It was about society falling apart, people turning on each other, and how fear can make humans even worse than zombies. Behind all the blood and guts, there were serious messages about racism, war, and the collapse of trust. From that point on, zombies weren't just spooky, they were a symbol, a reflection of everything people were afraid of in the real world, and they weren't going away anytime soon. If the 1960s gave zombies a new life, the 2000s made them rock stars. Zombies exploded everywhere. Movies, TV shows, video games, you couldn't escape them even if you tried. The Walking Dead turned into a mega hit on TV. 28 days later gave us zombies that could sprint like Olympic runners. Terrifying, honestly. World War Z made them swarm like a tidal wave. And video games like Resident Evil and The Last of Us showed us worlds completely destroyed by zombie outbreaks. But zombies also got kinda funny. Shaun of the Dead mixed zombie horror with comedy. Warm Bodies even gave us a zombie love story. Yeah, a zombie love story. In the 21st century, zombies could be scary, tragic, hilarious, or even kinda cute depending on the story. Alright, so zombies aren't real, right? Well, nature kinda says otherwise. Zombies have come a long way, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the undead world.